September 3rd, 2020, and today marks the official 1-year anniversary of buying my own truck and being an owner-operator. The single best advice I got before getting into this is don't expect to make any more money than you are as a company guy, because sooner or later the truck is going to suck it all back. And yeah, that was kind of the case. So I bought the truck September 2019, and I had money saved up for it. I still had to finance some of the purchase, but I also kept a bit of a slush fund afloat to keep me alive until my first paycheck, which wasn't until a month after starting. So it wasn't too bad. Like, I had a few thousand, like, for expenses. The first month was a few thousand in expenses, and was able to survive. And yeah, I just knew that I needed to start saving right away for the next big repair, because it's gonna come whether you want it to or not. And so I bought it in September. Come early November, I was up northern Ontario pulling out of a quarry. There was a little bit of a uphill, and it wasn't too big. Like, it wasn't a very long uphill, but it was pretty steep, and I was climbing it in second gear, and come on, there we go, climbing it in second gear, and was doing just fine, getting up to the top, crested the top of the hill, and I was pulling, all of a sudden, bang, and the truck stopped moving forward. There was air hissing everywhere. I pulled the brakes, truck stopped, hopped out, take a look at the damage, and my power divider, which is the differential, the first differential at the back there, basically exploded, and there were parts everywhere. Alright, buddy. This road's a little tight to have two trucks side by side on. But yeah, this can also be a contender for one of Canada's worst roads. Just that section there, both lanes are terrible. Anyways, hop out of the truck. Bits of power divider are all over the place, and I'm in the middle of nowhere at a quarry, no cell service. It's just about 5 o'clock, so everywhere's closing up. I ended up making arrangements to get one of the company trucks, one of the other company trucks, hooked up to a tow truck, brought all the way up there for the next morning. And yeah, my boss was nice enough to let me use a company truck for a couple days while mine was getting fixed up. So I brought up a company truck, swapped out my broken Peterbilt for the company truck. I pulled the load back, and the tow truck pulled my truck back home to get fixed up. And yeah, I was prepared for it at the time. It was less than $10,000 all said and done between the tow and the repairs. Mind you, this is in Canadian dollars, not American, so Canadian dollars are a little bit higher than American dollars. So $10,000. Oh, you got a steal. Oh, you got ripped off there. Well, it's different when it's in Canadian dollars. Anyways, I survived that. That was no real big deal. Fast forward a couple months. January, I decided to go incorporated. So starting January 1st, 2020, I started my own incorporation and paid myself as a company guy. I just paid myself salary, and everything else goes into the company as savings, because, you know, the next big repair is going to come up sooner or later. And sure enough, February, I've got another video of this explaining the whole situation, but basically driving along the highway and start spewing out coolant, and long story short, needed a full engine rebuild. So truck was off the road for a couple weeks there. Big old expensive bill from that, and I didn't quite have the savings saved up for that one, but I knew going into this that I had a contingency plan that, you know, the truck had almost 1 million miles on it when I bought it, and it was right around the time that it could need a rebuild. So I had arrangements that if worse comes to worse and the engine blows up and I need I need to borrow some money, I had it available. And so luckily I was prepared for that, I guess. And I've been trying to pay it off as fast as possible since then, and I've been doing all right. Like I've been paying it off quite steadily, and I've still been paying myself enough to keep afloat too. So I survived that, and then, what is it, March? Yeah, March 17th, 2020, COVID came in, declared national, well, basically worldwide pandemic, and everything was shut down. So I was lucky enough that trucking was considered an essential service, and I was able to work through the entire thing. Never stopped moving, never stopped making money. In fact, this whole year I kind of lucked out with everyone at home. Nothing better to do. They had disposable money, like the government paid out unemployment. They call it CERB here in Canada, Canada Economic Rebound Benefit or something or other, something like that. But yeah, people were stuck home alone with disposable money. It was supposed to keep yourself alive with it, but it was kind of disposable money, so everyone decided to build patios and like work on decks and fences, and just needed building material and landscaping stone. It was the hot commodity of the summer, and that's basically all I did. I never stopped moving the whole summer. Just keep moving, keep going while the going's good, because from the sounds of things, next year, who knows where this whole COVID thing's gonna go in 2021. School starts back up in the next couple weeks, I think, and we're gonna see how that plays out, whether everything shuts down again, who knows. But yeah, they're talking next year could be the start of the big recession. We got lucky this year, but next year could be when things turn bad. So be prepared for it, and no frivolous spending. So I didn't quite get to deck out my truck in as much chrome as I wanted to this year. That was partly due to the engine exploding and the diff exploding, but you know, you deal with the cards that are handed to you. But yeah, basically it hasn't been the greatest year it ever could be, but it was slightly predictable, and I was able to stay afloat through the whole thing. I've still been able to pay myself a decent money. I still have savings left in the company for, you know, whatever the next big expense is going to be. I don't know what that could be yet. Like just about a month ago, truck went in for an oil change, and had to check on a couple different things, and ended up needing the rearmost diff rebuild. There was bearing material in the oil, and yeah, just signs that it was on its way out. So nip it in the bud before it becomes a bigger problem and I need a tow on the road. So saved a few thousand that way, getting it fixed before it leaving me stranded on the side of the road. But you know, paying myself as a company guy, I just pay myself a regular salary based on the last few years that I've been a company guy. Like the average amount of money I make as a company guy, I pay that towards myself, and everything else stays in the company, stays towards the truck. future purchases down the road, like buying a trailer, going my own authority, all that kind of fun stuff. You know, you got to save for that, and it just got to keep prepared for it. Keep yourself afloat, but more importantly, keep the company going too, because that's what's paying you. So yeah, my first year as an owner-operator hasn't been the worst, hasn't been the greatest, but I kept afloat. So cheers to a good year, and hope for the best in the next coming few. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later at the next one. See ya.